managing virtual machines, and in managing about importing and exporting virtual machine. Now we have virtual machine installed in one server, one Hyper-V server, and we want to move this machine from one server to other server for various reasons. Now various reasons like we have some maintenance job to do in that server, or we just want to upgrade the server or something. So for the time being we just want to move the virtual machine to other server, other Hyper-V server. So we can do what we can do, moving the virtual machine. We can do export and import also. Now export and import is a different thing, and moving is a different thing. Exporting, that means we can export the checkpoints also, and we can export the virtual machine including the checkpoints. Now exporting means we export it into first in a drive, in our local storage or in a network storage as a file. Then what, we will import that machine in another Hyper-V into this by using import option. So an import and export is a different thing. Importing is like we can do it offline. That means we don't have to we don't need to be the machine to be run, and we just don't need to those machines we are importing and exporting, they don't need to be connected also. Now for example, we are having a server here in one site, and Hyper-V server where we have some virtual machines installed there. Now we want to move that virtual machine to some other site, but we can't do it on network. We can't do it on the network because the network is very slow. It's a WAN network, and WAN networks are very slow, because the fast network you get, you will get to pay it. So the fastest network you get, it will come with the expense. So it is expensive, so we can't use it on the network, we can't move the machine on the network. So what we can do, we can export the virtual machine as a file, and then we can import that virtual machine in another Hyper-V as a file. So for that we can export the checkpoints also, only the checkpoint we want, or we can export a whole virtual machine including the checkpoints also. And when it comes to importing the virtual machine, so we can use these three options. It will ask for these three options, like register the virtual machine in place. In place, that means use the existing unique ID. Now remember, every virtual machine is having every operating system is actually having a unique ID. Every Windows machine has its own, a Windows operating system has its own unique ID. Now we will not understand that until we copy the virtual machine, copy the operating system or copy the machine. So when we install the Windows operating system, either Windows 10 or Windows Server on a physical server, so it has a unique ID. Now it is not possible to copy the physical servers, but it is possible to copy this virtual servers. Now if suppose I import or export this, so it can also be like a copying the machine. It can be also like copying the machine. It can be used also for easy deployment. That means if we want to create a virtual machine same as one we have already created. For example, I install the Server 2016 first, or Windows 10, or even Windows 10 also, and then what I did, I configure the machine as I required. I install the softwares, I install the application as I need, then I configure the roles, features and everything. I have configured that machine, fully configured. Now I want to have same that machine which I configured right now. I need same 50 machines like this. Now if I want to do it separately every machine, then it will take a lot of time. Though what I can do, I can export that virtual machine which I have configured as a template, and then what I can do, I can use that virtual machine to import and create multiple machines same as that virtual machine. So I can copy. It is like a copy. Now but when you copy this virtual machine, when you create another virtual machine as a same machine which you have already running in the same domain, then it will be conflict of the unique ID. We don't know, but when we try to connect those two machines together, or we try to join the domain, then we feel the problem, then we see the problem. It will not be able to join the domain because the ID, unique ID of that machine is already joined the domain. So the machine which we imported, it is not able to join the domain because it says the ID is already there. And for that, when we start importing the virtual machine in another server, it will ask for these options. It says register the virtual machine in place. In place, use the existing unique ID. That means it will use the same unique ID which was used, which was the unique ID of the exported machine. Now we use this option because we use this option when we are moving the virtual machine. We are exporting the virtual machine from one place to other place. So we need the same ID to work. So we can go with the same ID. The second option says restores the virtual machine. Use the existing unique ID. Now in this it says restore the virtual machine. Now in this case it is like a backup. We are using the export option as a backup. That means we suppose we want to take our important machine. This is suppose some machine is our important machine and we just want to take a backup of that machine. So what we can do, we can export that virtual machine into a file and then we can take that backup. And now when we lost the machine, anything goes wrong with that machine, then what we can do, we can recover the machine by restoring from the exported file. So we can import it from there, and it said we can select the restore the virtual machine using the in place unique ID, using the existing unique ID. So in both cases, register the virtual machine in place or restore the virtual machine, both will use the same unique ID. Now if we want to create multiple machines with the same configuration of the exported machine, then we select this copy the virtual machine. Now when you select copy the virtual machine, that means it will create a unique ID, unique new ID. So the machine will not have a same ID of that previous machine like which we have exported. So in that case, when you join those machines into a domain, then what happened? It will not give you any error of the unique ID. So this is exporting and importing. Now moving the virtual machine. Moving the virtual machine, that means moving the virtual machine from one server to other server, one Hyper-V server to other server. Now in this case, we move the virtual machine on the network. On the network, we directly move the virtual machine from one server to other server. We do this when the virtual machine, the network, we have the good network, or we suppose we are doing it in the LAN network. So it is a good option to move virtual machine from one server to other server. So we can do what? We can move all the virtual machines data to a single location. That means we can move the virtual machine configuration files and all the VHDs, checkpoint files, also everything we will move to the single location. Or we can select to move the virtual machines data to different location and move the virtual machines virtual hard disk to different machine. So we can move the virtual machines data differently, and we can move the configuration file also different location. So we can move the virtual machine. Now one more thing, moving the virtual machine now in Hyper-V Server 2016, what we can do, we can do the live migration also. Now live migration, that means a machine will be running, and running machine, that means it is in use. The machine will be in use, and at the same time we do what? We move the machine from one server to other server. That is called live migration. Now it will not affect the machine. It will not affect the machine which is running. The machine will keep running and it will still keep the data. The users who is using the virtual machine, they will still use the data, they will still use the virtual machine, they will not see any effect, and we can still move the virtual machine. So we can do the live migration. If we are using the Hyper-V 2016 Hyper-V, we can do the live migration also. And if you are not doing the live migration, then we can do the offline migration, offline moving. That means we have to shut down the machine and then we can move the machine from one server to other server. Okay, so this is our server, and in this server we have installed the Hyper-V role. So as we go to this Hyper-V manager, so we have this server installed here with the Hyper-V role. and we have created one virtual machine also. Now first, if we want to export this virtual machine, so how we will do the export? So very simple, what we'll do, we will select the virtual machine which we want to export, or if we want to export the only checkpoint, so we can select the checkpoint, and then in the options here we have the option to export. We can export the checkpoint only. Then we can export the whole virtual machine with the checkpoint. So select the virtual machine and then go for export. So for importing the virtual machine, first we have to export it. So for exporting, I will select this option. Now it is asking me that where you want to export it. So here I have to select the path or folder where I want to export this virtual machine. So what I will do here, I will select the drive, and under the drive I will select the folder. I will create new folder here. My VM export, and I will select this folder. Now I will click on export. Now it has started the exporting. It has started the exporting of this virtual machine. And now it will take a little time to export the whole virtual machine, because the virtual machine is installed and the operating system is installed there. So it is depending on the size of the virtual machine and the data. So whatever the size of the virtual machine depends like what are the applications we have installed it, and how much data we have stored into that virtual machine. So depending on that, your virtual machine size will be there, your virtual machine's hard disk size will be there. It will range from 10 to 20 GB or more than that. So it can take time to export and import also. So now till now it has been 25%, 26% done. So we will wait for this to done or to finish. And then what we will do, we can export this virtual machine. So exporting the virtual machine is also, we can take it as a backup. Now this one machine is exported and it is 100% status is finished. So now what we can do here, now why we exported this, that is depend on that. Now we want to move this machine from this server to other server, or we just want to take the backup in case if we lost the machine, or something happened to our server, then we can restore it back. So depending on the requirement, we do this exportation. And what we do after exporting, we can import it. Either we import it on this particular machine or we move it on to other machine. Now we exported the machine into the location where under the C drive, under this folder, and we can see the name of that virtual machine folder, and in that we have this directories where we have the virtual machine configuration files, then we have the virtual machine hard disk here, and then we have the virtual machine snapshot. So it has exported all the things. Now we want to import it. For in case, what I will do here, if suppose my machine, this checkpoint is deleted, then my virtual machine is also deleted. That means my virtual machine is not there, or it is corrupt or something. So something happened to my virtual machine, it is corrupted or deleted or something, I deleted the machine, but I have the exported file, so I can import it from there. I can get my virtual machine again. So I can import it from this exported location where I exported the file, exported my virtual machine. One more thing, when we delete the virtual machine, it does not delete the hard disk. You saw when I delete the virtual machine, It deleted the virtual machine, but it does not delete the hard disk. Hard disk remain the same. Hard disk remain there as it is. It does not delete the hard disk by default. So if you want to completely remove the machine, then you have to delete the hard disk manually. So when you delete any virtual machine from the system, it only deletes the virtual machine from the Hyper-V. It deletes the configuration files, and it does not delete the hard disk. So it deletes what? It deletes the configuration files, snapshots and everything, but it does not delete the hard disk. Hard disk will be still there, and you can use this hard disk to create the new machine. You can connect this hard disk to other virtual machine. You create a new virtual machine with this hard disk, and your machine will be recovered. Now if suppose something happened to this hard disk also, and actually we have a corrupted operating system, so the hard disk also be corrupted. So I delete this hard disk also. Now we don't have our virtual machine there, not even a hard disk also. So what we can do now, we can import the machine because we have it exported. Or if suppose I want to import it on some other server, so I have to move that file, move that data to the other server, and then I can import it from there. Or I can move it to the shared storage, and then from there I can import it. So for importing any virtual machine, first we have to export it, and then we go to the other server. On the same server also, we go and select the import virtual machine from the Hyper-V Virtual Machine Manager. So there is an option for import virtual machine. We select that. It says that this is the wizard. It opens the wizard here, and it helps us to import the virtual machine. So first go next. Now here it is asking to select this or to specify the folder containing the virtual machine to import. So I will browse, and I will select the folder which we have selected to export the machine. So we have exported the machine into this folder. So I select that folder. Then next, what it says here, did not find virtual machine. Okay, I have to select particular. So I will select under this VM1. So it has that machine there. The machine name is VM1, and this is the date and time which it was created. So I say yes, I want to import this. Next. Now it is giving us these three options for importing. It is saying register the virtual machine in place. That means in the same machine, right? Like suppose we are just in suppose for example this is our server 2012, and we have created the virtual machines into the Hyper-V of server 2012. Now we want to upgrade the server 2012 to server 2016. So what I will do, I will first export these virtual machines what is running on the server 2012, so that I don't lose those virtual machines. And then what, I will upgrade my server 2016 server 2012 to 16. That means in the same server we are upgrading it, and then what, I will import those virtual machine inside that server 2016. So it will be like in place, and that will use the same unique ID. Then also if suppose like in our case what we have taken it as a backup, and when we lose our real machine, the machine which was running in the Hyper-V which is loose, so we can use this option also. That means restore the virtual machine using this existing unique ID. So it will do what, it will restore the machine with the same unique ID. Because the unique ID is not running right now, it has been corrupted and removed, so it can use the same unique ID to restore the machine. Then we can select the copy option also. Copy the virtual machine where we have already running once, the virtual machine is already running there and it is not corrupted or deleted. We want to have a same virtual machine, another virtual machine same like that. So we can do select this copy, and it will create the unique ID, new unique ID. So we have deleted the machine, we have lost the machine, so we can go for restore. Now it is loading the configuration. Now it is asking that where you want to store the files and the locations like virtual machine data. where you want to store the configuration file, checkpoint and the paging file. So it is going to be on this directory, so I will not change it. If you want to change, then you can select it from here and change it. Then next, then it is asking that where do you want to store the hard disk. So I will say okay, this is the place I want. And then now it is preparing the destination virtual disk hard disk, and then it will start the importing the machine. Okay, now it is loading, and what it is saying here, the page allows you to adjust the memory. So virtual quantity about maximum. So this was the RAM. If we remember, this was the RAM and this was the dynamic selected there. So I'll say okay, yes, I want to go with this. So this is the summary of the machine which we have selected to import, and then what we will select on finish, and now it is copying the file from the export directory to the directory which is our virtual machine directory. And then very soon it is going to be imported. And now this machine is imported back to our server, Hyper-V server, and now you can see the VM machine is there with the snapshot. So snapshot is also there, and also we have the machine ready. So machine is also there and the snapshot is also there. We can start and we can see the machine, is it running or not. We can see that it is running. So it is starting and it is working. So this is how we do the importing and exporting.